Today, I'm tackling our kids' shared bathroom space using the M method. My daughter was recently gifted a new vanity for her bedroom, and she promptly took all of her skincare, makeup, and most of her hair care and moved it into her new bedroom vanity. So that completely changed how this space needs to function. So instead of just filling empty shelves in here, I'm going to walk you through how I reorganize this space using the 5 M's of the M method to create a shared space that all 3 kids ages 2 to 12 can use, as well as the occasional guest. Hi, I'm Monica of Simplify with M. I'm a mom of 3 and professional organizer in Mesa, Arizona, and I help individuals and families create calm, functional spaces through decluttering and simple systems that are easy to maintain. So let's go ahead and get started with the 5 M's of the M method. M number 1, mindset. You have to start with intention. What is the goal for this space? What is the goal for the space that you're working on? Who's using the space? What's working? What's not working? It might even be helpful to take a notepad or even in your notes app and just write down, what are your goals for the space? For me, I want this to be a shared space that all 3 of my kids can use, and also sometimes guests. Not necessarily overnight guests, but guests that come over to swim and they want to shower after swimming. This is the bathroom that they're going to use. We have a regular half bath, but it does not have a shower. So sometimes guests do come upstairs and use this bathroom. So it needs to be able to serve them, as well as daily tasks for all 3 of my kids, oral hygiene, baths, and getting ready every single day. Write those down. As you're working throughout the space, you can refer back, take a look at them, and maybe those goals might change as you're working. You might want to add something on or take something off, but at least you have something to refer back to. On to M number 2, minimize. This is where we are going to edit before we organize anything at all. We need to declutter. Now, if you want a deep dive into decluttering, I've done quite a few bathroom decluttering videos for the 5x40 decluttering challenge series, which I'll link to up above here. I created a playlist. I'll be looking for duplicates, expired items, items we're not using anymore, typically found by searching for dusties, so anything covered in a layer of dust, you know you're not using it. My daughter already handled most of it by taking all of her skincare, all of her makeup, and most of the hair care into her room, but there is still a few things left behind. And as I'm going through this stuff, I do have a little bit of a all-purpose cleaner here, and I'm just going to clean up as I go. Where were we? While you're going through and decluttering and getting rid of anything that you're not using, maybe take that as an opportunity to also clean out the drawers a little bit. That way you're kind of going through and you're touching everything as you go. And this is not a deep clean, just like a quick wipe through. So even things like this, it was a gift bag. We're never gonna use something like this, but it's still pretty cute. And we're gonna put that into our little donate bin. Ironically, this is covered in dusties, which means it's probably been a while since my daughter even reached in here, but this is essentially like theme day box. So she's got Disney ears. There's some other things this was actually from the Taylor Swift Red Tour. Any of you are little Swifties here and you remember the Red Tour, these glasses were from that. But basically it's like a Spirit Day box. So anytime she needed something for Spirit Day, but honestly, like in junior high now, I don't even think they do Spirit Days, do they? I don't know. That's something I guess we'll find out about, but there's a chance that all of this could honestly be consolidated into our costume bin in the garage. So yeah, I might ask her and see if she wants me to just put all this stuff into the costume bin. The birthday, this one could go in the party bin. Anyways, we just kind of kept it in this box. It was like a really decent box from her little dryer brush, the millennial in me that needs to keep all the good boxes, right? It fit perfectly. It was easy to just slide in here. And then these are the dog towels because the dog does get baths in here. So part of the mindset, you know, who uses the space? That our dog uses the space to get his baths. So he's got his little bin of bath supplies, and then he's got his towels. Okay, continuing on the minimizing train now in our open shelves as well as the bathroom cell. So let's keep going. Oops, I can't even get it out. Pretty sure this nail polish is done. So completely dried up nail polish, that's something to look for. I don't think I've ever had a nail polish bin this dried out before on one of my declutters. That was a fun find. Currently have a leak in this kids' bathroom. We found that out the night of the monsoons. A bunch of water started leaking in. So some of those towels up there so that it catches some of the water that pools from the leak. Good times. Now that we've finished minimizing, and I do like to do a little wipe down whenever I do that, just because I'm already touching the items, I might as well wipe it down, get rid of some extra dusties. Moving on to M number 3, map. Give everything a home. When everything has a home, it makes it easy to put things away. So we are going to zone the bathroom based on the different categories that we have. Now this is going to look a little different for everyone based on what season of life you're in or who's using your bathroom. But for the most part, everyone will have very basic similar categories: oral care, toothbrushes, toothpaste, dental floss, personal hygiene, soaps, shampoos, lotions, feminine care, hair care, like basic brush, comb, clips. And one of the ways that you can kind of figure out your zones is by seeing what you were decluttering. You were going through your things. What things need a home? And we're going to go back to those little post-it notes that we used earlier to write our mindset. And we can use these little post-it notes to kind of give a temporary home to what you're thinking. So for example, in this bathroom, I am going to create a home for toilet paper backstock, which is going to be up here. I have 2 giant cases of toilet paper that I picked up at Costco and a vertical cubby here. Nothing else is getting used in that vertical space. Think about your vertical space. This kind of ties into M number 4, make it easy, make it beautiful. But before we get to that, do think about your categories and want stuff to live. So for example, I want my daughter's nail care and her nail polish and to live up high. It cannot live under the sink because the kids will just get to it. I'm gonna do nail care on this shelf. And again, this is very temporary, so it can kind of change. I need a spot for towels and linens, especially since I do have guests that use this space. The kids' towels that they actively use are usually hanging right here, but this is where clean linens can live. I've got laundry baskets down here, which we're missing a laundry basket. We do laundry every day as part of our maintenance, and so one of the laundry baskets is currently downstairs. It's just easier to have the laundry baskets where they're getting undressed. That's why we also have a laundry basket downstairs. This shelf I think is going to be, this was my daughter's like get ready shelf. I think this one is now going to become basic hygiene, like lotions. On to M number 4, make it easy, make it beautiful. This is where we bring tools in that are going to help everyone put things away where they belong. So now that we've mapped it out, we can now bring in different items that can help us with making sure that things get put away where they belong, rather than just having something live on a shelf all willy-nilly or in a drawer flying around. One of those tools being labels. So we are going to print out labels. Labels can help our family put things away where they belong once we've found the homes for them. Another tool we can use are dividers. We're going to implement dividers into these drawers. Another tool can be turntables. I love using turntables around different parts of the house. we are gonna use turntables on the open shelves back here. And then you kind of have more specialty items and organizers. I tend to stay away from these just because it makes it very like a micro category organized thing, which if that's what you want, by all means go for it. But some of them I might not even end up using, and so I'm just gonna donate them. Have these, again, we already own them, so I might try to repurpose them on one of these shelves. But anything that has like drawers like this is also really helpful under the sink. These are very shallow, so I would say only if you had like a shallow sink. But if you did have a shallow sink, these work well. You can stack them. Keep very minimal items on the counters. If you do have to keep something on the counter because of space, have it be something that can corral the clutter so that not everything is scattered across the counter. I use a really pretty marble tray in my bathroom to kind of corral our everyday items. Looks like she did have some sort of cute idea here going where she was hanging her bows. I kind of like the idea of, obviously like the paper is ripping, but I actually kind of like this idea. I mean, maybe behind the door so that I don't, it's less visual clutter. Maybe put her bows over here. I don't know if you can see that, but I also went and got stuff from our backstock cabinet in the other closet that I'm going to use to restock some of these little daily drawer containers. I don't like that it's not even. If there's anything that I missed that she's like, Mom, I actually put it in my vanity, but I actually want it back in the bathroom. I kind of want to have some space for it. So I think this could work for now. Also, these come with these little glue dots, and then it just kind of grips so that they're not like flying around. So now we're going to tackle the open shelves, and I want to start with the toilet paper. So we mapped out that toilet paper is going to live in this vertical space, right? We want to take advantage of the vertical space in the bathroom, whether that's with hooks here for towels. You can also implement hooks behind the door to hold towels. Another way to take advantage of vertical space is either with shelves. So if you have space above your toilet, and this I'm talking like if you need the extra space. First, you have to minimize. Do you even need the extra space? Maybe once after you minimize, you're like, oh, I actually didn't have as much stuff to store. Like I was just doing those drawers and I'm like, oh, that middle drawer is actually completely empty. The less I can have on the shelf, the happier I am. The less visual clutter, the happier I am. I want to tackle the toilet paper storage. If you don't have space for backup toilet paper, it ends up just kind of living everywhere. It lives either in your garage or in a spare bedroom or in the corner of the laundry room. Not that our laundry room has space for that. So now that both of those cases of toilet paper are now put away and they're taking advantage of our vertical space, now it just kind of looks pretty. So everybody in the house knows this is where the backstock toilet paper is. So moving on, we talked about hooks, we talked about organizers. I am still going to print out the labels. I'm going to wait to do the labels until everything is in its home. We had talked about using what we already have as far as storage goes. See, and here's the problem with these individualized organizers is this one doesn't fit into this little container. This one also doesn't fit. So this is clearly not a good solution for nail polish because now what we're going to end up with is something like this and then something to hold the other ones. It's just going to look sloppy. So I'm actually going to take these out of here and I'm going to donate this little container. Great container, and you're like, oh, but I could use it somewhere. It's just clutter. Donation. So what can we use in place of it? It could just sit on the shelf by itself, but I know my daughter and I think she would rather have it be contained in something. So I think what we're gonna do is we are gonna use the extra, these little guys that were up there as well, and it's just gonna live up here. And then that way that actually gives us room for this nail polish remover as well. And again, this doesn't have to be perfect. And we are gonna put this on the higher shelf, and we'll get a little label put on that. Originally mapped out to be our basic hygiene and like lotion was this little body cream. So for now, he's on his own. Like imagine it with several things. Also store this turntable on your counter. If you don't have a medicine cabinet, there is no medicine cabinet in this bathroom. And speaking of medicine, some people do keep kids' medicines in the kids' bathroom. We do not. We have all of our medicines are downstairs in the kitchen in a very high up cabinet. And I did do a video on that, decluttering that space actually a couple years ago during the 5x40 challenge. So if you're interested, you can go back and take a look at that. But we don't keep medicines upstairs here in the kids' bathroom. And if I did, I probably maybe would say next to this nail care stuff where the littles can't reach it. All right, and then that brings us down to our towel shelf. And another tool you can use in bathrooms are baskets. So I have a little mini basket inside of the bigger one for washcloths. Perfect, so now we can go ahead and create our labels, which leads us into M number 5, maintain. The work doesn't end once everything has a home. You need to maintain it. So putting your towels up on your hooks every night, it's putting your lotions back on your turntable rather than leaving them on the counter. It's putting your toothbrush away where your toothbrush goes. It's picking up your laundry and putting it in your laundry basket. Those habits are what's going to maintain the organization in your bathroom. We made it just as easy to put it away as it was to put it down. So it's just as easy to take your towel after you take a shower and you dry yourself off. It's just as easy to hang the towel on the hook rather than just leaving the towel on the floor, right? And sometimes with the littles, that does take a bit of practice, but once they're old enough, you're done with the towel, you put it away. You used the lotion, open the lotion, you put it on. Oh, that's very Christmassy. You take the lotion, you put the lid on, you put it away. It's just as easy to put it down on the counter as it is to put it away where it belongs. I'm kind of liking this. I have to go get my labels done, but I kind of like this little nail care in here. I feel like it could be easy for her to just like pull it out and go and like do her nails and everything and then just easily come and put it away, right? Just as easy to put it away as it is to put it down. I hope this video gave you a few ideas to create systems for the way your family actually lives today. And if in watching this you realize there's a space in your home that no longer serves you and isn't working for you the way it used to, I work with individuals and families to declutter, organize, and create simple systems that are easy to maintain so that your home feels less overwhelming and more functional. And if you're local to the Phoenix Mesa area, use the links in the description to reach out to learn more about my in-home organizing services. And if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments, is there a life change that has forced you to use a space in your home differently than you used to? Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.